So why can't Australia be like Japan? Japan may have just increased the waiting time to be able to apply for citizenship to around maybe 10 years. So why can't Australia not only do the same, but when considering what a terrible position Australia may now be in after the 30 years of shit that politicians delivered for Australians, perhaps the waiting time should now be around 15 to 20 years to apply for an Australian passport. That's not granted for Australian citizenship. That's to be able to just apply. This may also stop scumbag who may off the immigration system, like fuck Australia, as long as I win my seat, right? I'm a pro-immigration guy. I think Australia should have more immigration. It's the citizenship where Australia may get itself into trouble. One nation, over the next couple of elections, needs to gain the balance of power in the Senate. And not by one senator, but at least several. Really has an iron grip on the Senate. And you saw what happened in 1975. If the Senate, as I've said on the channel before, if the Senate does block supply to certain bills, it may then start in motion a DD election. And if one nation doesn't get control of the Senate and increase the numbers in the reps, Australia's future may look grim. As I said before, we may see more backbenching come out mouthing off about immigration and net zero, etc. But where were they before the last election? Where were they for the past 20 years, 30 years? It looks like to stop any bleeding of votes to one nation, it could just be using the words of one nation to maybe do the work of the left. And a lot of Australians now are looking at these shit policies. And we even have politicians openly saying they may deploy the Australian Army in country Australia. At the same time, they're saying they may restrict Australians' freedom of speech so they can keep their shit policies going. They're off with the fairies. So right now I'm waiting for the next big thing, what the regime is going to come up with to get the spotlight off their shit policy. Or the Australian Ministry of Enlightenment Corporation maybe assist with their talking points. At the end of the day, if one nation gains control of the Senate, there may be like a dagger aimed at the heart of the socialists. That would be the best thing to happen in Australia since probably the 70s.